So, Police Merit Commission.
Madam President, I'd like to nominate Brandon Scott.
Brandon Scott. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. I have a nomination for Brandon Scott by Councilman Weaver and a second by Michelle Mercer.
Madam President, I'd like to nominate Reverend Adrian Brooks.
I'll second that motion.
I have a nomination for Reverend Adrian Brooks by Councilwoman Robinson and a second by Councilman Adams. Any discussion from council members?
Yes, I'd like to say I would like to see Reverend Brooks continue on the Merit Commission. He's an icon in the city of Evansville. He's fair. None of his, he's there representing the residents, regardless of your color, race, or creed. He's done an outstanding job. And as you can see tonight, he has a house full of people that's here in support of him being retained. You know, why are we going to remove someone if they've been professional and they've done their job? And I have not heard anyone say that he has not done his job. And if we do plan on removing him, I'd like to know where the deficiencies are. Why are we removing him?
Any other discussion?
Madam President, I move to vote Brandon Scott for Merit Commission.
Second?
I second.
We have a second. We have a first by Councilman Weaver and a second by Councilman Elpers. All those in favor for Brandon Scott on the Merit Commission, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed?
Nay.
Could we have a voice vote on that, please?
Sure. Councilman, this is for Brandon Scott. Councilman McGinn?
Aye.
Councilwoman Hargis?
I really appreciate everyone coming out tonight. Thank you. I had the opportunity to meet with both individuals today, Reverend Brooks and Brandon Scott, and I do believe that Brandon is a fair individual and someone new to get involved. I confirmed with other individuals that they're still experienced commissioners. The other two individuals have been serving since 2004 and 2012. And tonight I place my vote for someone and not against. And I'm looking forward to working with the Department of Metropolitan Development. So I'm sure, as Reverend Brooks and I discussed today, we'll be working together. But with that, I vote aye.
Councilwoman Robinson?
Nay.
Councilman Elpers?
Aye.
Councilman Brickmeyer?
Aye.
Councilman Adams?
Aye.
Councilwoman Mercer?
Aye.
Councilman Weaver?
Aye.
Councilwoman Mosby?
Aye. There being
1 aye.
8 or 8
I
ayes.
apologize. I apologize. I apologize. I vote nay. I
Okay.
apologize. Excuse me. I thought we were.
That's fine. So we have 7 ayes and 2 nays. So Brandon Scott will be our new Police Merit Commission appointee.
Good evening, council members, excuse me. My name is Talmadge Vick, and I serve as a fire merit commissioner. Also serve on the Port Authority Board. I'm a local business owner and a past member of what was the Evansville Police Diverse Team. And I come in front of you this evening, just to ask a few things. I have one concern in particular as it relates to the appointment or the new appointment as it relates to the president of the Police Merit Commission, and that is such. And I'm struggling with this, to be honest with you, but I really want to understand. Pastor Brooks has been a liaison between the city of Evansville and its citizens and the police, and a very valuable one at that. And with that, I really am struggling to understand moving forward who will serve in that role as that liaison for the Police Merit Commission, number one. Number two, I'm not really familiar with this individual who has been elected to serve as such. And though I do know that through Pastor Brooks's tenure, there's been a lot of positive things that have taken place with regards to him being a commissioner. You spoke of time, Councilman Heracus. Well, time is not a bad thing as relates to tenure, especially experience. I serve on boards where we have individuals who are tenured, who served for a number of years, and they lend to us expertise, experience, and understanding of situations that some people may not always understand until you get to a certain point, as you are going to be going through a learning curve yourself as a councilwoman. But one thing I do have some concern about, would just like to approach and ask if you could help me understand. As you know, we've had some tensions in our Center City community as it relates to policemen, as it relates to individuals who are there in the community, and who now will be that individual that will take that place. That's important for us as a city, to have individuals who are able to cross lines, who are able to serve as liaisons, who are respected well in the community, and who have then the ability to serve in a way that's results-based. So, I know about many of things that Pastor Brooks has done as it relates to the commission over the years, and not just from the standpoint of community relations, but also serving and helping police officers who financially supporting them as it relates to personal things with regards to their family, deaths, etc., advocating and hiring more minority officers and women officers on this force, and also helping them through those phases of training to make sure that they're successful as it relates to their outcomes. So I'm saying this because he's been a very integral part of building a positive police force and a positive intermediary before and through the process of sometimes attention. So I just ask if you could kind of help me address some of those issues, and what's going to take place moving forward? I mean, I've been pretty lengthy with my question, but how is that going to proceed? And who will take that role?
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
It wasn't just a
Madam
statement or
President.
comment, it was a question.
Hi.
I just lean on the council for some understanding.
Excuse me, Councilwoman Hargis.
Okay.
My understanding, even though I'd like to make a few comments, is that we are supposed to only have comments and not address specific questions. But I appreciate your question, and I'm only one council member, so I don't know what everyone else here will have to say. But I hope that Reverend Brooks continues in his role of being that liaison. And I have spoken with both members of the administration and the FOP and received their assurance that there will still be proper response to any concerns that might come forth. And if not, I would ask that you please personally contact me, and I will help do whatever I can to work through that. I would also ask, as we continue to go through the discussion, that my fellow council members, I hope none of us feel the need to say anything negative about members of our community as part of this discussion. I feel strongly that people elected us to be positive and try and make our decisions that we think are best, and try not to say anything negative about members of our community who have contributed in very significant ways. Thanks very much for your comments.
I agree. Thank you, Councilwoman Hargis.
Any other comments, questions, concerns?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We have Connie. Connie, is it? I'm sorry, I can't read the writing. Baltze, maybe?
It's Connie L. Baltzel Jr.
Baltzel, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
And good evening, President Mosby, and
Yes.
to the City Council and Sergeant of Arms.
Yeah, I apologize. We're having a hard time hearing because with that
Okay.
open, it's
I can
making a
speak
tunnel
up
and
now.
we can.
I'm
Thank you.
addressing, okay. Once again, President Mosby, the City Council, Sergeant of Arms, and to everyone that's listening to me, comment. I come to try to encourage the council to make a different decision, but as was made mention on the comment, we are really acquainted with the Robert Rules of Order, and it's very interesting how this is my first time experiencing something that's disorder. I'm not trying to condemn anyone, but you could tell things was already set. But so what I like to comment on, it is imperative that we try to rule on the moral agenda. What is right, and what is wrong is wrong. And as a community, let me back up. I'm a graduate from the city here, worked for Vectra for 38 years, been a homeowner since 1978, and I got a ticket last year for the first time in 30 years. Never been arrested, even though I've been to jail 1,000 times because I'm a pastor, encouraging families and individuals to do what's right. And my comment to the council, and going forward, I like to encourage you to do what is right.
Thank you. Reverend Turner.
Madam President, City Council, my name is Rabin Turner, 2533 Winfield Drive. I am honored to be here. I was a little taken aback. I thought we would have a chance to have a discussion prior to the vote, that we might be able to share our concerns, but my comment is this, that in the future, with any type of recommendations or nominations or placements, that the individuals in the community would have a right to speak for or against each one. We know that Pastor Adrian Brooks is born and raised here, has served as the proud pastor of the Memorial Church for nearly 30 years, has unparalleled success in building our community and all throughout at each of your wards, as well as providing leadership to the Police Merit Commission. And I know that I will not probably get a response, but I would like it to be on record that my question is, what is the requirements for serving on this board and removing an individual, or replacing an individual, rather, when they're already doing an outstanding job? And so we are here. We're standing with my friend, and we thank him for all that he has done, and I believe that he will continue to do. And if someone could just address that, I don't know if you're going to or not, but I would love to have a response to that question.
Yes, it's code 2.175.020, shall be a resident voter of the county, no, not a member of the law enforcement. No more than one on the board shall have been a member of law enforcement. And that's the code for the Police Merit Commission.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Lucy Williams.
I just can't help it, so I just have to say, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Okay. And I can't separate that church and religion, all that. There's no separation. We're under God, so and that's just it. This is me, Lucy Lee Williams. I am a member of the Memorial Missionary Baptist Church. My pastor, Adrian Brooks Sr., and I would just like to say I'm director of the Mission Society mission board, however you want to put it, ministry at my church. And I'm also on the mothers board of the church. And I work under Pastor Brooks as a missionary. And so this is part of my missionary job here tonight, to go forward to support someone that has been so great in our community. And I just would like to say that I'm kind of laboring today because I'm tired. I've been up since 3 o'clock. I took my husband to Marion, Indiana, Illinois, went with him. He's a veteran. I had a procedure done. So we get back home about 2 o'clock, 2:30. I get him his food prepared, and I already know that the meeting is to be at 5 o'clock. So I'm here, and most of you know that Lucy L stands for Lucy Late. So that means that I'm late. But praise the Lord, I was here today before 5 o'clock because the meeting was supposed to be at 5. Then I learned, and I'm a diabetic, I haven't been able to get my food because I had to stay here because I wanted to have my car where I can get to it and walk. I'm 75 years old, okay? And so I'm here without food, and my son was kind of concerned. He wanted to bring food in here, but you can't bring food in here. And I only had 75 cents in my pocket because I chose to not travel with the money today going out of town. So I just want to say all of that to let you know that Pastor Brooks, he's the people's, not just my pastor, he's the people's pastor, and he has done a beautiful job in the city here, and not only that, all over. Even people in Haiti know about him and the good work that he has done. I just, up in Illinois, there are some gentleman says, yes, I know him. So it's gone out all over of what he can do as being representative of Evansville, and he represents very well indeed. And so, I'm just here to let you know that my main reason getting up to let you know that I am president of the Glenwood Neighborhood Association, and we do follow the Robert's Rules of Order. We use it at our church also. And I just want you to know, as president, the procedure that I saw done in regards to Pastor Brooks, I need some water. I need some water, please. I'm diabetic. But as a president of the neighborhood association, that procedure that I saw, that's not one that I would use at my meetings. And we have the police officers, South Sector, that serve. I still need some water. Thank you. God bless you, Pastor. I serve, and I know I'm taking your time up, but you have taken my time up. I've been here since 5 o'clock. Okay, but I just want to go on board to let you know that I would not be proud to use the procedure that I saw today within my neighborhood association. And your police officers, they commend me on the way that I conduct that. So I just want to go on, I'm confused. Like I said, I can't use that procedure when dealing with the people. That's not a procedure that I would use.
Thank you very much. Yes,
Thank you.
please, Mr. Claiborne.
Since the Roberts Rules were addressed here, I just want to say one more time why and how that was followed. Nominations were allowed. My understanding that nominations were provided beforehand. Reverend Brooks took that as applications, their nominations, and so as it relates to Mr. Burton, another nomination I viewed as duplicative. Nonetheless, we had 2 appointments for the Redevelopment Commission. Mr. Burton had his opportunity to be nominated and was voted upon. That was fine with that. As it relates to the Police Merit Commission, we opened the floor verbally in addition to what I viewed as written nominations. We had verbal nominations. Mr. Brooks was nominated. Mr. Scott was nominated. We took the nominations. After that, when there is a motion to vote on someone per Robert's Rules and the Evansville Municipal Code, which is enacted in Title II, that motion takes precedent, and that's what we did. I understand if people have concerns over how the vote turned out, but we followed Robert's Rules and we followed the Evansville Municipal Code, and people had their opportunity.
Mr. Clyburn, I didn't come up here to contest with you, young man. This is what I simply want to say, and that's it. Let me just say this. This is my last time speaking on this subject. First, I want to thank the members of the community that came to support me this day. I appreciate that. I have, regardless of what the FOP or anybody else has said, I have been fair and I've been unbiased, and even when our decisions were contested, and went to courts, the courts always sided with me and the other commissioners. And so, I don't want anybody tarnishing my integrity. I'm sorry, I don't have a...
Nobody has tarnished your integrity.
No,
your
just
term,
hear me out. Can
your
you hear
term
me out?
expired. We thank you for your service.
Listen, can you just hear me out?
You interrupted Councilperson Mosby, so.
Listen, I've sat around. I'm just simply saying to you.
Excuse me?
Thank you for
Reverend
allowing
Brooks,
me
Reverend
to
Brooks, may I
serve.
say something real quick?
Just-
We
can-
just had someone in the audience call one of our council members a weasel.
Listen, listen. I'm speaking. I ask that everybody would hear me speak.
It's amazing he interrupted.
That's
you.
all I ask. It doesn't matter. The verbiage used was incorrect. It doesn't matter because the final decision has been made. We have to live with that, Council Claiborne, whether it was right or not. We live with it. It's okay. We don't have to get flustered about that. It's not that big of a deal. If the majority votes, and we accept that. But we want you to know that it has set back relationships with the community that we serve, because the people always felt free to come and talk to me because I was a police merit commissioner. And I had always felt free with every police chief that we've served with to have very candid conversations about the issues as it relates to policemen and their activities in our community. Now, some people got all upset because a couple of thousand folk from the community came and aired their grievances about some issues. One was with Mr. Madison, Reverend Madison, because he's not a mister, he's a reverend, and others. We brought that to you. I thought, well, everybody should be happy about that, since that's far better and more constructive than becoming volatile and becoming another Ferguson. But yes. See, you sometimes downplay the anger and the frustrations that people have in the community in which we serve. You need to take a look at the statistical data as it relates to the iniquities within the income in this city. And I'm not just talking about black folk. I'm talking about all these poor white folk and Hispanic folk and other folk who are struggling and frustrated. And when they feel like they're not getting a fair shake, they get frustrated. Everybody needs somebody to speak up for them sometimes. And so that's all I've tried to do. I've served well. I will continue to serve well. It may be funny to you guys, and that's fine. You can play me off. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. But here's the deal. Since I've been in my church, we've redeveloped 10-plus blocks in this city. We've helped more people, white people, black people, Hispanic people, poor people. Just last month, 150 kids marched out of our church with bicycles, and 60% of them were white. So don't try to cast me as some angry black man. I'm not some angry black man. I'm a progressive, productive, educated child of the Reverend Dr. Anthony and Alice Brooks. And I may very well be old enough to be your father. And so I would appreciate the respect I haven't called you Josh. I called you counsel, and I called you Attorney Claiborne because I respect the position that you hold. And
Reverend Brooks, this isn't about me. My point is that Robert's rules were followed, and I understand if you were upset over the vote, and
no,
you can
I'm
talk
not.
about that.
I'm really
Okay,
not.
Then I think
I had
move on.
peace because when I came in here, I'd already talked to enough counselors to know that I didn't have the vote. So don't think that I'm upset about that. What I am upset about is the fact that there were those who had attempted to tarnish the integrity that I have carried in this community during the process. And we can all deny it, but it happened. But the truth of the matter is, the respect that I have in the community will continue regardless of this title and this position. I'll continue to do the work. I'll continue to preach the funerals, take care of the poor, and all the other things that pastors do. And so do not think, please don't think, that any of you have any victory over me. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us.
Thank you. Committee report? Committee report?
President,
Public Works?
yes, President Mosby, I sat here and I didn't want to get emotional, and I'm not going to get emotional, but this was rigged from the time I got in here. You could only, and I just hope that this council does not go in the direction that I think it's going in. Reverend Brooks stood up for George Madison, and he stood up for the rest of the people, and because of that, the FOP has been after me and Reverend Brooks. And I sit here tonight, Councilwoman, and I look at this where you had department liaison for city council members. Okay, I only have, if you're trying to get rid of me, you couldn't get rid of me because the people voted me in. Now, I have I'm liaison for 2 departments, and they just happen to be 2 departments that African Americans are head of. What's the deal with that? Is this the direction that we are going in as a city council? And you know, Councilwoman Hargis, she said, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm going to always voice my opinion, and I don't see anything wrong with that. But what has happened tonight has been a travesty. You did not even give this man a chance to defend himself. Half of you council members were afraid to vote for him. You can sit here and deny, but you were afraid of the FOP. And so let it be put on record, if the FOP's coming after me, I will call the Department of Justice.
Could we please have order in our council chambers?